Hello everyone, welcome to Napoleonic Wars, and it is a 4E event. You can see we now have the Rhinebund in here with us, the Confederation of the Rhine, and they're against the Empire of the French, yes. And we look at that. A massive, massive, massive citadel as designed by the map maker of the 4E. And look at the cannonballs going over the top already, starting to do damage. This fort, inspired by the real-life fort, the Citadel de Montmillion. Which means I've probably butchered the language, but these guys are used to it. Oh! And this is the problem they're going to have. The mortars are coming in, and they're doing damage to this mustering area. Here is the flag that the enemy will need to get to as cannonballs fly over the top of the mustering area. They're going to make their way out through here, past the tolling bell, along the edges to the walls, up the ladders to the other areas. You can see round the front here, part of the citadel, plenty of cannons are in place. And you can see over, as cannons batter the walls of the citadel, you can see additional forces here, guys getting set up. And look at that, cannoneers being killed. The fine work of Vascon, or Vascassons I should say, from the 4E members of the 9th Artillery. Looking wonderful. Who's that fine fellow there? There's Bocom. Everything's gone very quiet. I think the server may have crashed. Oh dear. I think the fact that we've got Jesus Christ here running across the sky, I think is a very good chance that the server has. Oh, there we go. Lag spike. And as you can see, as a result of that lovely little lag spike, there has been a few murders that have occurred out there in the field. So, there is the imposing view of the fort. And you can see here the guys making their way through the crops, trying to hide their numbers. Here's Agofan from the 1st Brigade, the 56th. Lieutenant Colonel, of course, supported by Atlas. There's OD123. Engineer, Vigar, or I should say SPCZ. And there's Kaneko at the back now. This is the problem. They've got to run the gauntlet up to the fence, but the cannons are returning fire. The 85E Atteric, the Dancing Super GUI, and Amakarith 06. Cannoneer of the 84th, and he's... See there, he's got the howitzer in. So that high explosive round is going to do lots of damage. You can see the fort smoking pretty badly already. Are you smoking more and enjoying it less? But here you can see an entrance to the fort. Defended relatively well. Explosive boxes? No, standard boxes. So you can see that they pretty much knocked on the door with a vengeance. But everybody who's come through here has met a stout defensive force courtesy of the French Empire. Is there a sailor in there? I'm pretty sure I saw a sailor for a second. Oh! Down goes Snowflake, brutally shot to pieces. And here you can see there's Nanny of the 9th. He's making his way in. You can see these teams are all there, all over the place. Look at this, the 9E and the 1st Brigade, 56th. And the QRF are in here. And so obviously, Rhinebund, the Confederation of the Rhine Soldiers, the new faction that has been included in the recent patch for Napoleonic Wars, much to the surprise of many, many people. Now that's one big ass apron. And it's Hostis from the 38th in there with his fine engineering work. He's been getting ready. He's got his hammer ready to go. He's poised to start building defences and things to assist his colleagues in survival matters. Oh, goodness. More attacks are occurring. They've got to keep pushing up. But they're coming up against defensive like Bouchette here from the 4th. The 11E. And now, look at this, pushing forward. Captain Nanny leading the charge. And he gets into a fight inside. And he goes in for one stab. And he gets killed. Oh, Captain Nanny is no more. But look at that. A nice teammate kill there. Whoops-a-daisy. Never mind. Who is this? It's Sergeant Bastille of the 4th. The 45th. Interestingly enough, I was born on Bastille Day, July 14th. I know. Interesting fact that no one cares around. Anyway, there's LaRue. And here is Gravanash, recruit of the 11E. And you can see I still get that slight graphical stuttering issue. So, very annoying, but seems to happen around buildings mostly. Not sure. You can see there, look at that. Not sure why that's occurring. But only seems to ever happen on Mount and Blade. And didn't happen on Mount and Blade until a patch came out a while back. And it was just never right after that. So whether or not it was an update, I don't know. But bear in mind, these graphics cards are 3 to 4 years old. And the game is like 8 years old. So, you know, we are using sort of old software on oldish hardware. But, you know, what can you do? Anyway. So here you can see the defenders from the 41st defending against the Rhine as they push in. The Confederates moving in, going in for a bit of stabby goodness. He's got his back against the wall and he's stabbing his way out as best he can. He falls. And here, look at this fine archway. And out comes Husky of the 11th, taking down Adder from the 56th. Now, let's see. Now, you can see here, there are ladders up after you get over these walls. A little bit of design work there, maybe. I don't know. But you can see them. They jump over the top, get onto the ladder, move up the ladder, and then look to take over the certain areas. So, as a result of that, you have engineers like Hostis and defenders like Dareback of the 56th. And they're going to be putting in anti-cavalry and just additional things to support them. Because primarily you're going to be in a situation where you're going to come under fire. You want some kind of barricade that will make life a little bit easier for you. And that's what's being built here. So if for whatever reason they get pushed back, they've got a defensive point at which they can hold. And there's Atlas holding the flag. And you can see SPCZ's in here as well, doing some more defensive work. And look at this. They're all getting caught up as they're trying to make their way up this dangerous stairwell. And they're getting shot at from all directions. This is literally a killing zone for those poor gentlemen from the Rhine. And there's some serious bonging going on right now. Who is the bonger in chief? It's Bouchette, or Boucher, of the 11th. He's in there doing some serious bong work. And you can see over here the howitzers still damaging. Here's another entrance into the fort. You can see back over the battlements. A relatively empty area. Oh, pistol shot indeed. And now he cheeses it. So Subare with a fine pistol shot. And now we can see up here. Oh dear, what was that? Oh no. I don't think that went well. That's a very good comment. A fortress is supposed to be defendable. Well, I can't really argue with that. And you can see it looks like they've tried to put in explosive boxes to take down some of the walls, but they have been unsuccessful in that regard. And it's going to be a problem for them trying to break in, because it's a very, very well designed and impenetrable fort. Obviously, where doorways are concerned, it tends to sort of break down that defensive structure. But, you know, whatever. Either way, with a massive lag spike, and Jesus Christ has come back again, the server's died. Well, here we are. We're back again after a crash, and you can see we're still at the fort. The murdering has continued, and I just saw Yoons go on a lovely mass murdering spree. Fantastic stuff to see. He was defending the left-hand side of the citadel. And you can see this is their way in, up the ladders, into the buildings, spreading out. Additional defences being created by Bob. Fine work by the engineer. Oh, what's this? Amigo, look at that, and he's looking up onto the top of the fort. Looking for that shot, he misses. And over here is Alfonso M. Fusilier Omer, with a little bit of stuttering, and down he goes. Killed by Captain Eric of the 4th Hussars. And here he is. So, over here you've also got Kadok of the 1st. And you can see Amigo going in and getting murdered by the Captain of the Hussars. Down here, you can see Iniskill of the NR4. These guys hiding, trying to make themselves as very little noticeable as they can. I want to get that ladder up. But supporters arrived in the form of the 96Y. There's Mosh moving in, Fredericus. And look at this, up the ladder they go. Or some of them anyway. Futai, unter Futai. Or Futui. As you can see, these guys taking damage as they come up the ladder. Oh, being brutally shot at from the wall. And this is the problem they got getting in. They're getting into this particular location for the fort. Attack is tough. But the 56th are persistent. They will continue to fight. So, let's see what's going on over here. So we're looking at the main entrance of the fort, and you can see forces from the Rhine Confederation are still moving in, and some are sliding down the ladders. Here they are making their way into this part of the fort. You can see cannons have been recently vacated, defensive positions. Exeter, whoa! Exeter just got team killed. And here's Papu from the 45th. And you can see these guys fighting for dominance. Now there's the deadly area. Look at the amount of bodies from the Rhine Confederation. Just brutal. As here is Zarovich of the 41st defending for his life. Now he falls off the wall, gets back up, and goes in. There we go, picks up a musket for that extra reach of the 17-inch bayonet. The pokey goodness that provides, along with a quick shot. But he may not last long. Oh, he's been jumped on. He's got jumped on, but he re-diddled the enemy. He's going in for a quick diddling. Look at this, close in diddlage. Look at this, fantastic work coming in from Corporal Zarovich. Top level MLG style diddling with that bayonet. Oh, look at this. More corridor diddlage. We're watching Zarovich continue to fight for his life. Nice melee. Look at that. The blocks. Going in for that all-important. Got to be careful with that first overreaching stab. Oh, there's reinforcements. Can he? Oh, look at that. He kills one, kills two. And then another one jumps in almost immediately. Oh, this has got to be good for his calisthenics workout. Obviously, if he gets stabbed with a 17-inch bayonet, the calisthenics will be less of an issue. Zarovich decides to back off, goes in for a quick turn on the stab. And he's fighting. Look at this. Fantastic stuff coming in from Zarovich. Until finally he falls to Fusilier Jake. A fine display of melee skills from Zarevich. Fusilier Danny of the 9th. Taking cover. Oh dear. Dead bodies. We are anchored. Oh my goodness, it's a sailor. Vasquezon. He's in as a sailor. Look at everyone. Ahoy, sailor. And look at this. Oh, now that's nasty. And you can see the howitzer still causing many casualties. And here's Soldat Matu. Currently looking for a defensive position. And it's easy to get lost in this fort, so that's for damn sure. And you can see here, fighting on the battlements with these gentlemen from the Rhineland, continuing to try and push them back. But I don't think they've managed to actually make it into the main fort area. Or at least make it in and survive. There's Yolt. We've got a random surprise sailor. And down go members of the 2E and the 11E, part of the 4E. And look at this. The flag has not really dropped in any kind of serious way. But the bell has stopped bonging. The toll has ended. Wolf shot in the back. In comes Staff Engineer Skyfall. Takes a bullet, dodging left and right. Look at that. Fine dodging skills, but not enough. And now look at this. The French making their way through that corridor to finish off any survivors that may remain. Oh, listen to that sound. Explosive death everywhere. And this is the really nasty stairwell they have to come up. Look at these guys. And the French are coming down the stairwell and getting very aggressive with their pushing. Look at that. I don't think he's dead yet. Oh no, there he goes. So look at that, he's waiting. Panther-like. And he springs! And kills the enemy. And the French have defended the citadel. We return to the citadel of Montmelion. After a quick rebuild, the sides have been changed. They've sent in the contractors, bit of plaster, bit of brick, bit of mortar. The holes have been patched up. The ladders have been pushed down. And I have to say, they've done a fantastic job. And the bells have started bonging already. There we go, look at this. This is going to be the muster area for the French forces making their way out. And you see them having a quick bong as they make their way past. The cannons. Preemptive fire coming out. Look at this snaking line. And the howitzers firing already. And in comes Pyrex of the 11E. You can see him. Oh my goodness, look at that. Those lines. Glorious amounts of troops coming in. And now they decided to back off a little bit. Make their way up this line. The cover from the cannons provided by the earth. And up the ladder they come any second. Not much waiting for them. Except that poor gentleman there, Footy. Murdered horribly, and in they come. Those gentlemen from the Rheinbund making their way onto the first section of the citadel. I have to say, it's very, very bad of the contractors to just leave ladders lying around like this. Kind of defeats the object of a citadel, but, you know, what can you do? Oh, my goodness! They're under attack. They're now pulling all their forces forward. Charging forward to make an attack. Oh dear, he's seen them. And he's legging it. This is Fusilero Mammy. He's going to shut the door. He doesn't even lock it. Oh, that's poor doormanship right there. But that's going to be a nasty, nasty force coming. Now, whether or not they're going to actually... Oh, knock, knock. A few Frenchmen coming in. Whether or not they're going to be able to make it up there, we'll have to see. As here is Kill from the 96Y working together with his teammates. And these guys are trying to defend this area. And there is Matu from the 4E11th. Look at that. Oh, fine stabbing work going in. Who's this fellow? The first BG. As you can see them taking cover behind the cannons, waiting for the enemy forces. As in comes Kingo. Down he jumps. Out of the way. But the forces continue to push in. Look at this. Oh, the French are suffering. The casualties the Rhinelanders are making. Warbando. Mountain Blado Warbando. From the 2E4E. Oh, goodness me. Somebody tried to interrupt the engineering. Oh, my goodness. That's painful. We hear some fifing. Excellent. We approve of fifing. Who is our fifer of choice? Explorador Peru of the 1st BG. Doesn't she look lovely this evening? So, defenders like Alfonso and Godofredo. Granadero from the 1st BG. They look fantastic, and Soldat A Dickhead has died. Oh dear. Never mind. Oh my goodness. Oh, down goes Warbando. Dead on the edges of the walls. Leffy Piz. Leffy PZ. Oh goodness. He goes down, picks up the flag, takes it to a safe location as reinforcements continue to flow in. A wind of the 4E 2nd Grenadiers. And he leads up and manages to avoid a shot from the enemy. Oh, he's dead! Oh no, the commanding officer falls to the floor. But his lads continue to push up. Unbowed. Charging into the melee. And Captain Eric from the 4th Hussars getting in there as well. For a bit of a stab and a grab. Oh, goodness me. Down he goes. We've got defenders over here. Kadok. Watch this. Look at this. He's got a cannon. Waiting for the opportunistic moment to unleash the cannonball. And achieve maximum damage. But he's got to pick and choose his time. And he's focusing on the ladder. And there, the ladder has been returned to the ground. As some people are just being lazy in the battle. Just reclining on the ladder. Sunning themselves, enjoying themselves. And not taking war seriously. It's just not on. But never mind. You can see here, look at this. Flags defiantly flying inside the fort, showing ownership and a determination to defend. Kunta Kid, volunteer of the 38th. Look at these bodies. And now, more French defence moves into the main square, making their way past the bell. Untu of Footy from the 96, and he's in with a little bit of bandaging going on there, which is a new thing brought in Napoleonic Wars. You now have surgeons, so you can bandage people. We've obviously seen that in North and South. Always good to see the bandaging. Oh, down goes Corporal Exeter, standing there with the flag. Wasn't paying attention and suffered the after effects of it. There we go, look at that. Fine soldiering work going on there. Here's perhaps a Shogun. And look at this. Nothing but smoke and death and destruction. Look at that. And this is going to be a difficult area to get across now. Look at that bridge. You're going to have to make the jump probably from this side to make it onto this side and not fall down that little area there. So let's see. That's the problem. That's going to be the issue for them. So they've now got to essentially make their way around and get back up again. And try and push everybody back as they jump over that area. And look at that, one of the ladders goes up. Whoop-a-daisy, and down they go. Now they're going to have to sneak round the side. And look at this, an engineer's trying to put in some defences around there to try and block off that area. That's smart engineering work right there, boys and girls. Smart engineering. You can block that off with like a cavalry sort of device or a cavalry defensive position. Look at this, and holes in the wall as well. But we can't go down any further than that. Which is a bit of a shame, but that's probably underneath the fort. So, let's see. Here, they continue to push, making their way in. Ladders on the far left appear virtually unused. But things like OP there, recruit of the 7th Hussars, looking to get an important shot if he can on some of the defenders. The likes of these fellows. Wunderer. There's Ace. Voltarix. Voltarix again. Kifu 9. And there's Matto. And Trappers 17. From the 10th. Look at this. Fantastic stuff. More cannoneering coming in from the Stogie Chomping Charl. And who over here? Super GUI. Or Gwigwi. Out goes the howitzer shot. Oh dear. Oh heavens. And there's another one. And that's the danger they face. And we've got a massive lag spike. As you can see. It's either that or Napoleonic Wars parkour. It's possible we may have lost connection to the server again. And we have. Heavens above. Well, it might be that I'm actually having internet problems. I don't know. But we're back on the server now. So, here is a gentleman lying down, sunning himself, as you can see. Inappropriate time, I have to say. And here's the spawn point for the likes of Gouldard and other fellows. But here, the cannon position, the howitzer of Cannoneers Z of the 9th Artillery. There's another howitzer there as well. But there is another artillery encampment over here on the right who's holding that flag. Exeter Corporal of the 45th, part of the 4E. And look at these fine fellows, don't they look handsome? The 4th. Oh! Commentator's curse strikes again. And there, Heartland, checking through his spyglass, or her spyglass. As gets poked with a Johnson's Baby Bud by Zach. So, these are the guys firing the howitzers. Heartland, oh dear. We just lost a Capitano. And there, Drakendark, Sergeant Major, checking with his fine Sergeant Majory spyglass. Checking to see what kind of results he's getting in trying to take down the walls of the citadel. And you can see additional forces here from the Rheinbund making their way in. Forces from the 2nd Grenadiers. One less now. And also here from the 45th. They're all making their way up as cannonballs fly over the top of their heads. This is the way they're going to pick. Through the centre. No doubt. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Engineering work. They've actually got an engineer in there to put planks down to make the transition across significantly easier. That's really good. Very impressive. And then into the killing zone. There's the stairwell up into this square. It's not really a square, it's just an encampment of some sort. Then on to the battlement. Oh my goodness, it's a sailor. It's Euribrian. Rahudri Euribrian. And the sailor's gone down. Yeah, okay, say whatever you want about that one. But up here on the main defensive area, look at this. They've broken into the interior of the defensive position. Who's this who's hiding around the back? Oh goodness, there's engineers fighting. There's a man, a spade. Look at that. He's going in for a bit of spade work. He's trying to kill him with his mighty chopper. It's Yolt from the 7th Hussars. And he's finally brutally murdered. The bell is bonging. The bell is tolling. Some serious bong work going on as the fort is literally being slowly reduced to rubble. As we look down here by the left-hand defences, the building's in a state of disrepair, but cannons courtesy of Alexandre of the 85th remain in place. But it does seem to be Billy No Mates. He does seem to be all on his own, but he's running more than one cannon. Ambitious fellow there is Alexandre. And we look up onto the top. Overlooking the main square, there's dams of the 2nd Grenadiers. There's Atteric and Coda Querty and Makiri, or Masiri. Oh, explosions! And there's Camonfur, Fusiliero Camonfur. And who's this fellow? It's Kadok, volunteer. And Gimli. And Lieutenant Dwi of the 85th. Now, who's this fellow? Kadok there, taking a pot shots at the guys. Look at this. Now you can see why this stairwell is such a killing zone. I mean, look at this. Combination of the stairwell, then the archway, combined with ladder. It's just knee-deep in bodies right now. And it's just brutal goings on. As we've just lost Mr. History Pro as well. Look at this. Well, I'll say one thing, you won't be short of cartridges or ammunition when you walk through this particular area. Or weapons, to be honest. But, you know, let's just say, I think they've got other things on their mind. Jumping attack! Oh, look at this Leffy PZ. Recruit of the 7th Hussars. And a fine stab by Leffy into kill. And his drumming continues. Oh no, he missed the ladder. Somebody move the ladder down just to see who's getting on it. What's that? Zombina. Zombina appears to be stuck in the wall. Poor Zombina. Or maybe she's standing on a bit of wall. It's difficult. Okay, well that's problem solved. Sorry, Zombina. The commentator's curse has claimed you. Oh, look at this. Now Potex is trying to take down the planks that have been put up that are helping them get into the French area. And that's exactly what they've done. And the forward defensive position is Atlas, but he's finished off. Brutally bayoneted. As now Dwi makes his way back in. Oh my goodness. It's getting somewhat crowded in here, boys and girls. He sneaks around the corner. And he looks. And this is quite a nice little position here. Whoopsie daisy, fell right off the ladder. It's not there anymore. Sorry, not the ladder, the planks. They've all gone now. But now they're firing from on top of the building. As the pile of bodies is slowly starting to disappear. Hello. Goodbye. So they're all falling down into here. They have to make their way back over here. And there's Grey 2 with a flag. Going to make a running jump. And he's failed. Never mind, poor Grey 2. And look at this. Up through the front entrance. Standing on the boxes. And here, Tagar from the 96th. The 96Y taking pot shots at the gentlemen from the Rheinbund, making their way forward. Captain Vade of the 45th, I should say. There's Profiteur. They look handsome. And Guldard as well. And they're making their way in. They're making their way to this ladder. And up they go. Look at that. Everybody going up. Who's the first man? Adjutant Saxon. Bodies everywhere. Man looking down on him. Oh! Saxon. Team killed by a mortar strike. Oh, that's a harsh way to go. A harsh way to go. As you can see, the corpse of the recently departed Saxon. But now, as you can see, the rest of the forces making their way in. And it looks like I've lost connection again. What is my ping like? Yeah, 44 ping? And I keep losing connection to the server? Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Something strange is going on. Oh, lag spike. Oh, hello. Fancy seeing you here at this fort. Why would you be here? No, I can't think of a reason either. So, in they come, charging in. Down. Up through the stairs. And in. To the area of bonging. Bong Central, ladies and gentlemen. We'll call this Bong Square. Oh my goodness, it's actually more of a sort of Swiss cheese square right now, because of the amount of holes in the place. So look at this. The holes in the building allow defensive positions to be held by the French. And of course, bonging is occurring. We heartily approve of such bong work. More defensive positions. Look at this. Mammoth of the 56th. Keeping an eye out. Supported by Kaneko. Down in Death Valley area. Oh, look at this. George Washington. Recruit. What is he up to? Sniffing around. Looking for an enemy. Just in case one's hiding in here. It's not like they can be a spawn point, but you never know who could be sneaking around in a fort this big. We hear cannonballs. So, here they come. Braziers in place. Making their way into the fort. Pushing forward as best they can. And into the square bong. The bong square. So the bonging continues. Ad nauseum. As we've lost Warbando. And these guys all looking down. Super Gwigwi. And Mammoth. And look, this, how can they take a flag when it's being looked down on by so many Frenchmen? Like Sibo Cleaner. There's Dewey. There's Gervy. Alexandra still on the cannon. Fusilier Fraser headbanging. And there's Peter from the 56th. Comes flying down for a bit of murderization of the Rhinelanders. And he goes in for the kill against Ferox. Oh, sorry, my apologies, not Ferox. Oh, down goes Peter. Brutally stabbed to death. So. Oh! That's going to make it even harder to see down here. But which is advantageous, really, for these guys, because as you can see, they literally just appear out of the smoke. And into the middle of Bong Central. So there are plenty of flags being dropped. The flag is not really dropping in any kind of serious way. Yeah, it's not really dropping at all. And part of the reason is the defensive positions that the French have. All of them shooting down into the main square. And that's going to be the problem. And explosive boxes making a call. Along with a bit of drum. So, 17 seconds left on the clock. And this fort, bloodied, but not bowed. Brutality, Napoleonic war style. What can we say? Oh dear, we've lost spaghetti. And there's another box. Who's doing that? Suicide boxes, obviously. And there you have it. The French have defended their fort. Which just goes to show it's a well-designed fort. They can hold their own for quite some considerable time. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Thank you, of course, obviously, to the 4E for organising it. Aw, thanks, Dams. And thank you, obviously, to every single regiment that attended. And, of course, the map maker who made such a glorious map. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, everyone.